Welcome to the first lesson in our graphic design class, where we're going to be using Adobe Photoshop 2 to add text to an image, specifically dialogue to an Archie comic. So this is the Adobe interface, and when looking at it, I see some icons on the left. This is our toolbar. On the right side, I see some windows. We're going to be talking about that in future classes. The first thing that we're going to need to do, though, is go to mrdrozd.com, and when we get there, we're going to see a couple things. What you're going to want to do is hover over students and then select sandbox, and when you do, you'll arrive at this page where we've got some instructions in this image, and I noticed that there are dialog bubbles that are empty. Today we're going to fill them with lots of creativity and a strong, compelling narrative. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is right click and then copy image. Alright, if Photoshop is not open, what you're going to need to do is find it most likely on your desktop. It's going to look like this. This is the blue to green feather. It says Adobe Photoshop 2. I'm using Windows 10. You might be using a Mac, so the interface might look a little bit different, but the functions are all the same in Photoshop. So we're back in Photoshop. We just copied the Archie comic. We're going to then go to File and then New. We've got lots of numbers and words. Maybe you're not familiar with this or you don't know what it means, and that's okay. You're simply going to press OK. And we'll talk about what this means in the future. Next, you're going to press Control V or Command V to paste. Alternatively, you can go to Edit, Paste to paste in the image. And there it is. There's our comic that we just saw at mrdrozd.com. I'm going to maximize this window. And it's a little bit small. I'm going to want to make it a little bit bigger. To do that, we're going to use the hand tool. And so when we press the hand tool, I see three little buttons appear on the top of the screen. Let's select actual pixels. And when we do, I now see that the image is much bigger. And when I click on the image with the hand, I can scroll up and scroll down, and we're looking at it. So what are we doing next? Next, we're going to add text. First, let's give you a little bit of background. So I'm going to open up a new image. Let's go to, I'm going to go here. Okay. On the left side of the screen is the toolbar. We're going to be selecting the horizontal type tool. I'm going to select it once, and I'm going to click, and I see a blinking vertical line. That means we're ready to type. So let's type in Photoshop, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to inspect it a little bit. I can see a horizontal line underneath it. That means that we can go back and edit this. So if I wanted to change this from a period to an exclamation point, I could do that. And when we're done, you're going to see a check. To confirm, we're going to click that right there. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit. We'll talk more about zooming in another class. And let's say we wanted to add some more text. Specifically, the number one rule in the class is patience. I see that there's an underline, sort of line underneath it. That means we can edit it. And let's say I wanted to shift this text over. I'm going to pull the mouse away, and all of a sudden this cursor becomes what we're going to refer to as the move tool, or this little black arrow. When you do that, when you pull it away, we can now move this text layer anywhere we want on the canvas. So let's say I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to press check. The type tool is still selected, so we don't have to click it again. And the next rule after patience is to work hard. We're going to be working hard every day. Great. I'm pulling the mouse away, and now I'm clicking and dragging to shift this around. I'm going to press check to confirm. Beautiful. But let's say we want to modify or change other elements of the text, specifically the font or the color or the size. To do that, we're going to click on that layer again, click on the word. We're going to then do a couple things. Among them, simply highlight. So I'm left clicking and I'm dragging. I can see that Photoshop is highlighted. I'm going to change the color from black, and I'm going to select this box up here, and let's make it, we'll make it red. Great. I'm going to press check. Likewise, I'm going to select, change this from black to blue, and I'm going to press check to confirm. And I'm going to highlight for the last time. I'm going to highlight, and how do we change color? We've got this spectrum on the right side of this grid or this matrix. I'm going to select this color. I'm going to press OK. and let's press check to confirm. If we want to go through and change the size of an image, you can highlight. You can then click where it says 60 pt or 14 pt or whatever point size you want. If you want to change the font, and this is fun, you can change it from more traditional Times New Roman to Palatino Linotype. Press check, or something kind of crazy like, I'm going to highlight it, and let's see, scroll up, and we can do this brush script. Beautiful. All right, so now we know how to add text. What you're going to be doing today is adding text to this Archie comic. Now, a couple things. Maybe at one point in today's class or next class, you're going to have multiple images. If you minimize the image, you're going to notice that they're not gone, they're not disappeared, they're simply shrunken in the lower left-hand corner. What I can do is maximize this image, and when we do that, in the upper right-hand corner, we can shift this around. And that first image, the image with the text, with the rules of the class are still there. They're just underneath this layer. All right, so let's add some text. I'm looking at Archie. Archie is talking to Jughead. You're going to want to think of something creative to write, and I'm looking at our settings, and I can see that it says 60 point. This is the font size. Let's try 18, and I'm going to change the font to something a little bit more legible. And he's saying, hey Jughead. What's he saying next? Are you okay? I'm not happy with where the text is, so I'm going to shift it over by pulling the mouse away. I'm going to highlight it to make it a little bit bigger. And I like the size 24. That's probably what you're going to want to use today. I'm going to press check to commit. So in response, Jughead says, I just found out that what would make him what would be an appropriate reaction, that we are going back to school. Summer vacation is over, ladies and gentlemen. I see that line. That means we can edit it. I'm going to press check to confirm. All right, you're going to go through, you're going to come up with something super creative for this little comic. But how do you get this to me? How will you submit this once we're done? You're going to click on File. You're going to click on Save As. All right, a window's going to pop up that looks a little bit like this. You're going to see two things. You're going to see the file name, and you're going to write your name, Andrew. Well, my name obviously is Andrew Drozd, and I'm going to save it as Archie. You're going to do your first name, last name, Archie. Format, the default is PSD. We're not going to do PSD. We will in a few weeks, not today. The vast majority of the time, we're going to be saving as a JPEG or a JPG. So it's going to look a little something like this. You're going to press save and just press OK, regardless of the settings. All right, so what's next? You're going to go into your email account, and I'm going to go into mine, and what you're going to do is you're going to email me your work at drozdnyc@gmail.com. So what I'm going to do is click compose, and you're going to click compose in Gmail. You're going to type in drozdnyc@gmail.com, and the subject is going to be Archie. And you can say, hey Mr. Drozd, this is amazing, or whatever. You're going to sign your name, but critically, you're going to attach your work. That way you can receive credit. You're going to select the paperclip. Window's going to pop up. We need to find it. I saved it to the desktop. Let's scroll down a little bit, and there it is, Andrew Drozd Archie. This is a JPEG file. I'm going to press open, so it's attaching. I can see it's uploading, and now I'm going to press send. Alright, and so I'm going to then click my inbox. I can see I've got an email from myself. The subject is Archie, and it says, hey Mr. Drozd, this is amazing. And then here is my work. I'll see your work, and I know that I can zoom in. I can see the start of this text. I'm really looking forward to what you're producing. I'm very much excited that you're in this class, and let me know if you have any questions. I'm encouraging you to talk to your neighbors if you do have any difficulty, but I wish you the best.